Led by Madison Bumgarner, the Giants' rotation is dealing a complete game win in Game 1 of the series. Then last night, Johnny Cueto pitched a gem of his own, striking out 8 Padres and also going the distance. Tonight is Jeff Samardzij's turn as the Giants go for their 8th straight win and a sweep of the Padres next. Here at Petco Park, it's the Padres one more night as we get ready to wrap up this 3-game series, Giants and Padres. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Giants have had a great trip. They haven't lost on this trip, and they have a chance for a sweep tonight. They watched Bumgarner pitch great. They watched Cueto pitch great, and now it's Samardzij's turn.
Well, and Samardzij's been throwing great. His last 3 starts, his ERA is 1.52. So you figure it's going to be all about pitching. Why do I say that? Well, James Shields tonight, the right-hander who will be the opponent of the Giants, for the Padres in the last 5 starts, his ERA is 2.5. So when you talk about great pitching, it always gets down to one thing: great defense. And whoever plays the best defense tonight, that's the team that's going to win this game. All
right, should be fun. Giants will head home for a weekend series against the Cubs. It's Big Game James against the newest Giant, Jeff Samardzij. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our CSN Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Padres take the field, led by James Shields. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 64 degrees here at the yard. Winds are calm. Humidity at 71%, and it is overcast. All right, let's take a look at Bruce Bochy's lineup. It's going to look familiar. It'll be Span to lead it off. You see what he's done on this trip. He's had a great trip. Panic, Duffy, and Posey. Belt will hit in the 5th slot. Then it's Pence, Crawford, and Samardzija, and then Angel Pagan is going to hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the San Diego Padres will be James Shields, 34-year-old from San Diego. He's in his 10th year at the big league level, 6'3", 215-pounder. This is what he's done in 8 starts, 2-5 with a 3.12 ERA. With the last 6 starts, his ERA is 2.5. Why is that? He's throwing more curveballs, and we'll talk about that later. You take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a 90-ish fastball, that curveball, slider, changeup. He's very good with his command. You'll see a lot of knee-high control on both sides of the plate with just about everything he throws. Against the Giants, you say, how has he done lifetime? Well, he's 2-2, but with a 2.53 ERA. He is the Matt Cain of the San Diego Padres. They don't score a lot of runs for him, but he's been pitching well of late. Let's take a look at the Padres defense playing behind Shields tonight. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Upton. John Jay back in the lineup, joined by Matt Kemp over in right field. Great arms on the corners. Ramirez and Walls on the left side of the infield, Amarista and Myers on the right side. Christian Bethancourt, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Giants won on Tuesday 5-1 behind Madison Bumgarner, and then winning last night 2-1 behind Johnny Cueto. Those two will watch this one, hoping that Jeff Samardzija can do what they did. Here's Span to lead things off, and the first pitch of the ball game is down low. So we get started at 6:11. Span hitting .279. He's got a home run. He's got 16 driven in. And there's a call strike, and it's called by home plate umpire Lance Barrett. It'll be John Tom Payne, Dale Scott, and Bob Davidson.
Well, Lance Barrett's a low ball guy. You saw the low strike. You'll see a lot of those tonight, although he will call some belts. Basically, he's got a pretty big zone.
Span takes wide. 2 hits last night for Denard Span. 1 for 4 on Tuesday. He's 5 for 34 in his career against James Shields. Swing. I'm going to miss. 2-2. Giants have won 7 straight. They've won all 6 games on this trip. And all those games on this trip against the National League West, so that puts them at a 16-11 mark against teams in their division. Outside, 3-2.
Back to that little cutter. I guess you should call it a slider, but it's a hard slider at 88, but it does have some downward tilt to it. It's a good pitch.
So here's the payoff pitch to Span, and it's outside, so this game gets started for the Giants with a walk.
Right now it's time for our Nissan keys to the game. Number 1, Samardzija against Jay. That's right, John Jay back in the lineup, and he has hit Samardzija well. 9 for 21 with a 429 batting average. We'll keep our eye on that one. And Panic and Duffy, they got to get going. Collectively, they have a 2 for 43 going. Both of these guys hitting 136 on this road trip. They need to tune it up. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Panic at 234 with 5 home runs. 18 runs batted in. Panik did not think so, and it's 0-1. Lifetime and 18 at bats for Joe Panik against James Shields, 6 for 18. This man with 6 steals gets back easily.
Padres catcher tonight, Christian Bethancourt. I mean, he's got a better arm than what they've seen the first 2 games of this series of Derek Norris. He's got a cannon. And with James Shields, I mean, if he lifts a leg up high, I mean, you can steal a base easy. He's slow, but if he slide steps, he's pretty quick. And he mixes it up.
Has the right, if Shields is going to hold him that long, to ask for time.
Yeah, you can't let a pitcher ice you down. Shields is just trying to stop the rhythm of Denard Span at first base. That unload time 1.18, so that's helping out your catcher.
1 ball and 1 strike. Duffy to follow. Span does not go, and that's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Shields with odd body language right now.
Yeah, it's almost like he didn't want to be out there. And he's not getting squeezed. The strikes and balls that have been called so far by plate umpire Lance Baird are as they should be.
Cute off the end of the bat, and everybody's going to be safe, and Panik's got a hit.
Well, when you're looking for hits, that is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that's a line drive, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, he's had a lot of balls hit on the nose, and he hasn't had much to show for it, as has Duffy. But this one, this is one of those hits that kind of make you feel you might be getting even, somewhat, kind of, sort of.
Maybe. Take it. Here's Duffy. Duffy 0 for 5 on Tuesday, 0 for 4 in the game last night. A walk and an infield hit with Buster Posey on deck. Now, Duffy has not had any success against Shields. He's 1 for 15. 1 ball and no strikes.
Those are the numbers. 7 strikeouts in those 15 at bats. The 1 hit, a triple.
Strike. Duffy bluffed the bunt. Whether he had any intentions of bunting, we'll never know. It's a 1 ball and 1 strike. Buster Posey waiting in the wings. Shields sets. 2 balls and a strike. Giants come in with a record of 24 and 18. And with these 6 straight wins on the road, they're now 13 and 8 on the road.
Paints him on that outside corner at the knees. Both strikes, pretty much the same spot.
So Duffy now is going to have to fight. Kemp is almost playing on the line in right field. saw this defensive setup in the game last night as well. Tapped out in front of home plate. Shields a little barehanded, and for Duffy, it's as good as a bunt. Buster Posey hitting a .274 with 4 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Buster 2 for 7 in this series. Infield right now is trying to figure out where they are going to play. Ramirez now is going to move back.
Well, right now they're having a tough time hooking up. Shields and Bethancourt. Shields doing a lot of shaking off, and I think that's part of the frustration he is exhibiting with his body language. He's just not getting a sign down that he wants to throw. It's upsetting his rhythm.
Posey, it's a high fly ball to right. Span is going to tag. Kemp is going to throw. There's the catch. The throw is going to go to third. Panic better hurry. He's out. The run scores, and the Giants lead 1-0. So Buster Posey will get the RBI. Samardzija is coming out. Looks like this. John Jay back in the lineup. See his numbers against Samardzija, very good. Then it's Upton, Kemp, and Wallace. Wallace will be the cleanup hitter. Myers, who we've seen at the top of the order in this series, now hitting 5th. And it's Bethancourt, Ramirez, and Amarista, and James Shields will hit 9th.
Jeff Samardzija on the hill tonight for the Giants. Samardzija 6'5", 225-pounder. He's 31 years of age. Out of Merrillville, Indiana. That's what he has done in 8 starts. 5-2 with a 2.88 ERA. He has been fantastic. 50 hits allowed, 56 in the third, 47 strikeouts against 13 walks. And for Samardzija, the last 3 games, he has cranked it up even to a higher level. 4 runs allowed, 23 innings with a 1.52 ERA. How's he do it? High velocity sink, high velocity cut. You're talking mid-90s on the average with a slider and a circle change. Lifetime against the Padres, 4-1 with a 3.60 ERA, and those are the numbers.
Here's John Jay, who takes a pitch in tight for a ball, 1-0. Jay at .278, a home run, 14 runs batted in. And he bounces this one foul.
With Samardzija, he will gather velocity. You're not going to see his best velocities ever in the first inning. You're going to see them as the game progresses, and oftentimes the best velocities are in the latter part of the game, 7th and 8th innings.
Hit out to left. Pagan's going to watch this one sail over his head and into the seats on a bounce, and it's a ground rule double. Onage is Onage.
Well, the Giants defensively, it'll be Pagan, Span, and Pinson. That's your outfield. Crawford and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Panic and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. But still, no defense that can contain John Jay, who continues to torment the Giants.
Here's Upton. Upton at .274 with 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in. And he bunts this one, and he bunts it foul. One for 6 are the numbers Upton against Samardzija. Upton in this series, he took an 0 for 4 on Tuesday. And then he picked up a base hit yesterday. He was 1 for 3. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2.
That's how your mind goes when you have a runner at second base and nobody out. You go into the strikeout mode, and I think that's right where Samardzija is right now. Even though it is the first inning.
And the 0-2 pitch is up and in, 1-2. Kemp, followed by Wallace here in the first. High again, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's the thing we learned about Samardzija in spring training is where he starts an inning. If it's down around the knees or if it's up above the belt. Usually how he starts the inning is how he'll be during that inning. And it can change during the game. Right now he's up.
And Upton with a swing. He got him in. A productive out, and here's Kemp.
Yeah, Samardzija gets the strikeout he was pitching for.
Kemp at .244 with 10 home runs, 29 runs batted in. He hit his 10th home run off of Bumgarner in the 9th inning on Tuesday. Does have a lifetime home run off of Samardzija. He's 2 for 7. Now you got to keep an eye on John Jay if you're Joe Panic. Swing! You're going to miss. No balls and 1 strike. Samardzija takes a look at second. Look out. Straightens up Kemp. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
That'll singe the hair in your chest. Look out. Just a heat-seeking movement running right towards him with a 2-seam grip on the fastball. Ooh.
Posey setting back out over the plate, and this is fouled out of play to the right side.
And that is really the first time that he's been able to establish a good location down around the knees. And he did it with a cut fastball at 92. He'll grip the circle change before every pitch. Doesn't mean he'll throw that pitch. They do that so they don't tip a pitch getting that grip once it's in the glove.
Tap foul right in front of the Giants dugout. Matt Kemp, who I'm sure his days with the Dodgers, he felt like he would be a Dodger for life.
Well, we did. think he's got more hits than any other active player right now against the Giants. And a changeup, and that is a new pitch. He started out the season in spring training with a forkball, and he's kind of candid to that circle change, and this is perfection. What once was a project is now starting to be a swing and miss weapon, and he gets Kemp way out in front. Nice pitch. See ya.
Here's Brett Wallace at 225 with 3 home runs. He's got 9 runs batted in. Put himself in the lineup yesterday, and he went 1 for 4. Ball high. Ball and no strikes. He has faced Samardzija 4 times in his career. He's 1 for 4. Panic way out in right field as this is popped up to Belt. Samardzija pitches through the leadoff double by John Jay. Belt will lead it off.
SFN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free Giants all-season blanket. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details.
Here's the pitch to Belt, and Belt takes low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be Belt, Pence, and Crawford.
Four for 8 lifetime against Shields. He sees it well.
Bell hits a high fly ball to left in the park. 1 out.
All right, time now for our Togo's big play the Togo's way. And last night, Hunter Pence in an 0-2 count hit a 2-run home run off Drew Pomeranz. A high fastball. He took it out the opposite way, and for a right-hander to hit one over the wall in right field, that is a special swing of the bat. Pence's career against Pomeranz, 4 for 14, all 4 hits, home runs. That's your Togo's big play.
Pence at 298.
Swing. 7 home runs that Hunter Pence has hit. You see 5 of them, the yellow ones. That's the location of the fastball. The slider, the red dot, that's a hanger. And then he got a changeup down below the zone.
Myers digs it out.
That's an Olay right there.
Come see the Padres. They're in town next week. 2 special event nights during the series. Monday the 23rd, it's Until There's a Cure night presented by Gilead, and then Tuesday it's Bruce Lee tribute night, and Wednesday is day baseball at the Yard. sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Crawford. Crawford had 250 with 5 home runs. He's got 21 RBIs. He's 2 for 9 lifetime against James Shields. Some of these lifetime at bats against Shields came in Game 1 of the 2014 World Series. There's a base hit up the middle for Crawford, and Samardzija is going to get a chance to hit.
There was no hanger either. He went down and got a good pitch. Change up. Lower body not fooled at all. Just right back up the middle. Go out and dig yourself out a knee-high changeup. Get yourself a knock with 2 strike, and it gets the pitcher up. So that's a significant swing of the bat.
Samardzija hitting at 160. He's 4 for 25. And he skies one out into center field. And on 1 pitch, Samardzija is retired, and so are the Giants. Myers is going to lead things off 1-0 Giants. Brought to you by T-Mobile. Last night, Johnny Cueto gets Matt Kemp for the last out of the 6th inning. Look at this play.
Well, it's remarkable in that he had 1 chance and he had to do everything right. His momentum going back towards the bag at third, high over the top release, and that was the key to the play. But it's an all-arm throw, and it gives you an idea just how strong his arm is.
Well, here's our Geico quote, Bruce Bochy, on Johnny Cueto's complete game last night. You get great starters or great closers too, and he knows how to finish the game. So Myers is going to lead things off. Myers hitting .263. First pitch, he hits one high out into right field. Pence with room. 1 out.
take a look how Jeff Samardzija goes after the Padres. It's a little different. Against the Padres, you're going to see a lot of fastballs and 20% cutters. Against everybody else in the league, it's about half and half. Half fastballs, half cutters. The one specialty pitch that he's used the most is the slider, and that's really to all. But you're going to start seeing more changeups, as we saw at Dandy, the one he struck out Matt Kemp.
Bethancourt takes low. Bethancourt hitting at .250, 3 home runs. He's going to have a base hit and a 1-out single for Christian Bethancourt, bringing Alexei Ramirez to the plate.
Beautiful Petco Park. This ballpark has gotten more beautiful every year. They just keep adding things, tweaking things, building things behind it. It is one of the more spectacular venues in the National League. Great place to watch a game.
On the ground to Duffy. Gets a bad hop. He'll stay with it and get the out at first. Oh, that was a bullet. Well, if he feels it cleanly, he's got a double play, but watch how this ball jumps up on him.
Out. Second hop on the dirt, comes up above the belt, so you just separate your hands, let it drop. You have plenty of time. With as hard as that ball was hit, you could afford the bobble, but you did lose the double play.
First base is open with Alexei Amarista standing in. And tight, 1 ball and no strikes.
Amarista just activated off the disabled list. The Padres have been pummeled with injuries. 10 guys on the DL, and we're talking some significant players too.
And a high strike, and it's a ball and a strike.
And Amarista had a hamstring problem. Andrew Cashner a hamstring problem. Jamal Weeks hamstring. And Jeremy Solarte hamstring. And there's something about the diet down here they need to change. They got all these hamstring pulls.
A high fastball makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Now, that is a bit odd.
Corey Spangenberg's got a pulled quad. So 5 leg injuries. Tyson Ross, their number 2 man in the rotation. He's out with a sore shoulder. He was actually the opening day pitcher. I mean, you could argue that he's the best guy in the rotation. That's a lot of beef on the shelf.
Two and two. Outfield completely straight away for Amarista. And now a full count.
Well, here's where you just think corner with the pitcher on deck. This is when it kind of stinks to be a number 8 place hitter when you have the pitcher to protect you. You're not going to see much of a pitcher. You shouldn't.
And this game is tied. Amarista's going for 2. Bethancourt scores, and it's 1-1.
Well, they set an outside target. This thing comes down and in. It certainly was not a hanger over the middle of the plate. But Amarista, to his credit, goes down and the tendency with that type of swing, that type of location, is to hook it foul. He did not. He stayed inside it, kept it in fair territory, got himself an RBI, and we have a brand new ball game.
So here's Shields.
Who's not a bad hitter.
Shields 3 for 13. And he cannot hold up, and it's 0-1. Marista with good speed. He's at second. And he's going to go, and Posey has no shot. And it's a called strike. It's 1-2.
Marja was not even thinking about it. And watch this jump. He's 6 steps into it. You know, the sad part about it is that goes against the catcher's record. You know, he's responsible for that.
And that'll end the inning. Samardzija strikes out Shields. Padres score. After 2, it's 1-1.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
Well, Filipino Heritage Night is sold out. However, due to popular demand, we're excited to offer the Filipino Cap 2-pack, which will include game tickets to the May 23rd and July 5th game. And you can enjoy the Filipino Night festivities on May 23rd and pick up the popular Filipino Giants cap, which is redeemable at the July 5th game only. You need more information? Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
They might be there.
We're hoping.
Here's Pagan. It'll be Pagan and then Span and Panic facing James Shields. Pagan hitting at 280.
Well, she's an Angel Pagan fan. Me too.
2 home runs, 13 runs batted in for Angel Pagan. Pagan in the series, he went 0 for 3 last night, and he did the same on Tuesday, so he does not have a hit here in San Diego. He joins Panic and Duffy in that department.
Down to the field line under the overhang. And a strike. 2-2. you're used to going to see ball games at AT&T Park and you come here to San Diego, you'll notice right away that in the areas that are behind the seats in the hallways where the concession stands are, they're large. Much bigger footprint of land that the Padres had to work with here than the Giants had to work with in San Francisco.
Pagan lifts one out to Upton, who makes the catch. See Irwin on the left, Marvin on the right, our Spanish broadcasters. Nice to see Marvin. I see him not on a regular basis, but I see him maybe a couple of times a month.
He's had a real busy year. I mean, he was the manager of the Nicaragua team that was trying to qualify for the World Baseball Classic. They did not. They went down to the finals and got beat, but he was the manager. Did a great job.
Span takes wide. Span drew a walk in the first. Foul back. Joe Panic to follow. Span, who's very deliberate when he gets in the box, is going to rope this one foul on the right field line.
Oh, he's seen it big right now. He has not had an at bat where he's really lost his balance and been reaching this entire road trip. Absolutely tore it up in Arizona, but it's not just the hits, it's the walks too. And he gets lower body into this thing big time. Just dropped the head on a low breaking ball.
Well, in the eyes of Shields, he's thinking, well, that's just a strike. And it put him ahead of the count. It's 1-2. And he got him. First strikeout for Shields.
Just changed sidelines, comes right across the chest with a high fastball. Good pitch.
Panic had an infield hit in the first.
Smile. There's Lexi Lardner.
There's a strike on the outside corner. No balls and one strike. Panic with a swing and a miss. 0-2. Panic down the right field line. Nobody's there. Panic rounds the bag at first, and he's going to have a double. He's 2 for 2.
Well, he did it on a curveball. That really has been the hot pitch for James Shields, but not that time. That was a hanger, and he was not fooled. Watch the height of this breaking ball right up around the belt. Boy, just very calm lower body. Get yourself in positions and let your hands think for themselves, and that's what he did. Defends that area so well. Shields really has not had his best weapon of late, and that is the curveball. Tonight has been a little temperamental.
Duffy fouls the first pitch back and out of play. Mr. Posey now in the on-deck circle. Giants trying to retake the lead. Panic's going to take off. There's the throw. And they called him out.
Well, they're going to look at it. Panic is saying that he was safe.
The only thing, did he get blocked off?
I don't see that getting overruled. Bob Davidson, third base umpire, making the call. You know, I think the Panic's got a point. I don't know if he did beat him, but I just don't know if there's enough there to overturn it.
They're going to say he's out, so that's going to end the inning. So Panic gets thrown out at third. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It'll be John Jay to lead things off.
SFN Bay Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
It's 1-1 here at Petco Park. John Jay takes a call strike. He doubled in the first inning. In at third is Duffy. And the pitch is wide to John Jay. Upton. And then Kemp. Both teams with 3 hits. Samardzija trying to work that outside corner. This is going to be a souvenir down the left field line, our section where we see lots of Giants fans. And that could be any part of this ballpark.
They're everywhere. A lot of orange and black anywhere you look at this ballpark. Good pitch. That did not miss by much. Take a look at the 2-strike pitch just below the strike zone. We have seen that location called a strike tonight. Not many umpires will give it.
Span got a good jump. He's all over this one into the gap, and he puts it away. The 2016 All-Star Teacher is brought to you by Provident Credit Union. When And you can vote for the All-Star teacher at csnbayarea.com/AST. This is the 10th season of the All-Star teacher program. The winner receives $20,000 for his or her school. Upton standing in. Upton struck out in the first inning. And he swings and lifts this one into the upper deck, just to our right.
A lot of things favor the pitcher in this ballpark. First of all, there's not a lot of carry to the outfield, and look at the size of the foul territory between the dugouts and the baselines. A lot of areas that catch a pop-up. That favors the pitcher. Medium speed infield.
Span coming in, still coming in, 2 down. Dave Fleming, he'll be in for innings 4, 5, and 6. I'll head over to the radio side. John Miller will join us tomorrow night. He'll be back. So I get to wax poetry over on the radio side.
Yes, you do. Are you saving your best stuff for 4, 5, and 6?
Nope, I used it all up. It's all gone. It's gone.
Well, good.
But you kind of have to start packing right now in order to get everything the way you like it.
Most stressful half inning. John Miller on assignment. And we are missing the big kahuna. It was his turn to buy dinner. Just one of the reasons why we're missing the big kahuna.
This one. That'll do it. Dave Fleming will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's a 1-1 ball game.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you locally by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org.
The San Diego coastline, so beautiful. We are at Petco Park. It's the top of the 4th inning. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. And here to tell you all about it, Dave Fleming, welcome.
Those are those Torrey Pines cliffs, huh? I think.
Gorgeous.
Matt Duffy leads off, so it's Duffy, then Posey, then Belt here in the 4th tie game. When they built this park, if I'm remembering correctly, the outside is kind of that sandstone color, and the color scheme of the park was supposed to match those cliffs, and then the blue seats, the ocean water. Do you get that vibe when you're here?
Well, you do. It's such a comfortable ballpark, and I think it's just a spectacular venue, and really one of the best places you could possibly go to away from AT&T if you're a Giants fan, because they did it right here. Wow.
0-2 to Duffy, just outside for a ball.
Paralysis fastball right there. Good pitch. And this year the All-Star game is going to be here. And there's the colors you're talking about.
See, I think it matches.
It does. And I think the All-Star game is really going to shine.
I'm with you. This is one of my absolute favorites. Another one of those fastballs. Not quite as close that time. It's 2-2.
Well, we hear that same thing from Giants fans who come down and make the trip. You see them walking down the Gaslamp District around the hotel, and they all say the same thing. This is heaven. You don't need a car. Hotels are all close to the ballpark where you can walk. Then you walk into the Gaslamp for restaurants and bars. Well, there's the color you're talking about. The outside of this ballpark, that's the cliffs. And as you come in, and you see the deep blue of the seats. And they nailed it.
Yeah, they've got all kinds of food. The beer scene in San Diego is world renowned. They have a great sampling of that in the ballpark. Just a fun place to come. That's ball 3 to Duffy. So he's worked the count from 0-2 to 3-2. Matt Duffy needs a hit.
Well, he's working the count too, and I think that's significant. He got jammed on an off-speed pitch last night. Jammed on the inside corner. That doesn't happen. That means he's leaning out over the plate.
3-2. Pops that one up. We'll see if it's playable for Myers. No.
And when you are so conscious to the outer part of the plate, you start to dive out and lose your balance. You're on your toes when you're taking your swing, and if somebody throws one inside, even as we saw in last night's ball game, an off-speed pitch, it can jam you. So it's just a matter of balance right now for Duffy as he is searching for his swing. It has not been a good road trip for him.
And Duffy, who's got that great baseball personality, so even keel, you can tell it's starting to wear on him a little bit.
It absolutely is.
3-2. That one kind of jammed him. We'll see. Myers, Kemp, and nobody can get there. It's amazing with Panic, and now Panic tonight is 2 for 2, so he started to both guys have hit the ball hard. It's not like every at-bat's been a throwaway at-bat. They've had good at-bats this week, but with almost nothing from the 2-3 spots in the lineup, the Giants have won 6 games on the road trip. That's how good the pitching's been, and the big hits from some others. Duffy, a little flare off the end of the bat, and Kemp, who plays him unlike any other outfielder, drops it. And Duffy was prepared to take advantage. Into second. Good hustle by Duffy.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to give Duffy, I think they're going to give him a hit. I mean, there should be an error here given to Matt Kemp. That would have been a play that would certainly be beyond the normal effort. I mean, he'll tell you he should have had it. And they're going to rule it an error. I don't think that's the right call. But hey, when you're Duffy and you're 1 for 17 against James Shields, go hard. Start to think that might get dropped. Be in position to take it.
Well, an error on Kemp. Here's Posey. See if the Giants can take advantage of it. Ball 1. There's no other player where we see that kind of outfield defense from any other team the way the Padres play in the outfield against Duffy.
Man, I think it's in his head a little bit.
Yeah. 1-0. That's a pretty good slider. Posey can't believe it. So this is the 7-game win streak, kind of what we're talking about. averaging fewer than 4 runs a game, hitting .237 as a team. But yeah, look at the pitching numbers from the starters especially.
Well, the starters a 1.37 ERA, and they're consistently going deep into the game. 2 complete games in a row last night and then the opener on Tuesday here.
Posey threw the fastball, strike 2.
And the Giants right now have the most rested bullpen in the big leagues.
Off day Monday, and for the bullpen, off day Tuesday, off day Wednesday. They're looking for ways to keep themselves entertained out there. Shields will step off. You know, they got those concession stands right directly behind the bullpen. I was sort of thinking, hey, if tonight goes the way these last 2 games, they just hop the fence. Good brewery back there, Ballast Point. Everybody loves Ballast Point, right? Posey strikes out swinging.
That's the strikeout he was looking for. All right, time now for our McDonald's True Stories. And the last time the Giants pitched 3 straight complete games of 9 innings was back in 1978. They did it against the Braves. And the guys who were part of it were Vida Blue, Jim Barr, and John the Count Montefusco. And Montefusco's was the first game of a doubleheader. 3 good Giants right there.
An old roommate of yours,
Jim Barr,
in the middle.
Had a chance to play with Vida and Jim Barr both. Missed the count.
Here's Belt. Ball 1 to Brandon Belt. Fastball from Shields. Padres do not shift quite as dramatically. You saw a glimpse of it there as some teams do against Belt. Maybe part of that is you got Duffy at second. Checked his swing. Did he? Yeah, he did. Says Bob Davidson.
All right, did he go? No. Bach and Bob all over that one.
Belt rips one foul.
Oh, look out. Schinberger. Ball girls, I mean, they're not afraid. They'll get in front of the whatever comes down that way. We've seen them over the years make some great plays. She'd have made that play right there. They just signed her.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Schinberger and Nieberger.
Just above the knee. Didn't rub it.
2-1. 2-2. Well, the fastball that struck out Posey, which you don't see very often. Belt was late on that 2-1 fastball. Power of having a really good changeup and good off-speed stuff. Shields and this guy Bethancourt have not worked together very often.
It really shows that Shields is really having a hard time getting assigned, and that can throw your rhythm off.
Pickoff play and close play. Well timed. Ramirez liked it.
Giants do not want to give up any more outs on the base paths tonight.
No kidding.
This is a perfect time play. Had that ball been a little bit lower, they'd have had him.
It's gotten better over the last few weeks, but early in the year the Giants were giving away tons of outs on the bases, and tonight 2 more of them. There goes Duffy. Belt swings away, and it's a fly ball left center field, so Duffy's going to have to retreat. Who's taking it? It's Upton.
What a jump Duffy had. Wow. It's a little different tonight, as we mentioned before. Christian Bethancourt's got a really good arm. Derek Norris does not have that attribute as a catcher.
It's interesting that right after the close pickoff play at second, Duffy got that good of a read, good of a jump.
Well, Shields is really slow with a runner at second. I mean, he's got a slide step he'll use when he's holding a runner on at first base, but with a runner at second, he really lifts his leg up high, and his unload time is 1.5, 1.6. It's really slow. Average is 1.25 seconds. Every 10th of a second is 3 feet, so that's what he's given the base runner with that high leg kick, about another 10 feet.
That is significant. So 2 down. Ball 1 to Pence. Giants are trying to take advantage of that 2-base error. Tough error against Matt Kemp, but ruled an error. Put Duffy at second with nobody out. Posey is struck out. Now Belt is flied out.
That might get changed.
Could get changed. Pence hit a hard bullet on 1 hop to first that was picked clean by Myers, so he's 0 for 1. But ahead of the count here, 2-0. His home run last night was the difference for the Giants. Hits that one on the ground, up the middle, base hit. Duffy around third, he'll score easily.
You know, it just doesn't sound like a big thing, but you know, guys who have above average strength, even little things like hitting the ball off the end of the bat, it gets through the infield quicker. This is a broken bat. Hits it right off the end of the bat, but yet it still has enough muscle to get through the infield, and it becomes a 2-out knock that puts his team ahead. RBI number 32 on the year for Pence. And a high mistake above the belt. He's not missing any high mistakes right now.
He is not. Ask Drew Pomeranz, ask Noah Syndergaard, ask a bunch of guys. Some of those weren't even really mistakes that he's hit hard pitches up. Well, it's a good point you make about the strength level and also the swing hard level. You know, it's like just swing hard every time, and if you make contact, something good is going to happen.
You see his numbers against Shields, 2 for 17 lifetime. In the postseason, however, 3 for 5.
Yeah, see that should count. Those are what could be more legitimate at bats than those.
Well,
I mean,
it definitely counts.
It ain't spring training.
I don't know why they don't include that. It's an at bat against a guy. It's a big league game. It's not like it's spring training. It should count 1.5 times to the postseason.
Crawford bounces one to third. Wallace, who doesn't have a great throwing arm, but perfect on that one. But the Hunter Pence 2-out base hit. Giants take advantage of the error and take a lead. Middle of the fourth, it's 2-1.
Authority of the San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, this Saturday is our partner, Dwayne Kuiper's favorite day of the year. It's the annual Junior Giants Glove Drive presented by Bank of America. If you bring a new or used glove or make a $10 donation at the game on Saturday, you will receive a Brandon Crawford pin. If you can't make it to the game, you can also help by donating online at jrgiants.org. It only takes $10 to buy a kit of glove, and it will find a good home. That we promise you.
Maybe skip your morning coffee run for a couple days, and you're there. $10.
Yeah, but 2 days without coffee, man, that's rough.
Or just make it at home. It's a little cheaper.
There you go.
Here's Brett Wallace to lead off against Samardzija. Giants back in front. And the kid from Napa takes ball 1. Giants do big overshift against him. 0 for 1. He has done most of his hitting this year against the Giants, or a lot of it at least. Right there with a fastball. Yeah, okay, so maybe it is fair to say most of his hitting.
Well, I mean, that's a big league rake job right there. 6 for 11.
In the dirt. Is that changeup he's been working on?
Yeah, that's the same pitch he struck out Matt Kemp with. That circle change is going to be a good pitch for him. It's in the development stage. He canned the forkball that he had at the start of the year, split, but he really was a forkball because he jammed it in his fingers way deep.
2-1 is hit pretty hard to right, but right there is Hunter Pence. I like that developmental stage. It's a good Silicon Valley, send it to the R&D department.
Well, when you see a guy work on an off-speed pitch, you start to see him throw it in counts where he's ahead. 0-1, 0-2, 1-2. When you see him master the pitch, he's throwing it 2-0, 1-0, 3-1, 3-2. It's always going to be most effective in a fastball count. So he has a ways to go yet, but he's getting confidence in it.
Here's Will Myers with nobody on. Big power from Myers. Slider for a ball. I think this guy has the chance to be okay if you're looking for kind of a face of the franchise, a franchise leader, offensive leader. I think this guy's got a chance to be that. Got a lot of talent.
Well, he's a throwback. No gloves. Digs down the dirt. A little dirt in his hands. Tape up a few fingers and go get him.
1-1.
And he's got a little uppercut in his swing, which I think if you're going to be a power guy, you got to have a little lift. Tough to hit fly balls out of a ballpark when your swing is really flat. And he's got that little lift, little uppercut.
2-1, and that's called a ball. Wow.
And I think where Will Myers' growth is going to go as you see this pitch and how close it was. Close to the call, close to the swing. I think it's going to get between his ears. I mean, he's going to learn to think and have better one-pitch plans, create one-pitch opportunities by the way that he sets up an at-bat.
Good hitter's count, and he lifts that one, but a little too much. Really just a pop-up. Crawford called off by Pagan. 2 down. Yikes! Pagan. I don't think that was a totally clean catch there. It counts.
Hey, as long as it doesn't hit the ground, it counts. But you have to remind yourself that Will Myers is 25 years old.
Yeah.
He's basically learning how to hit at the big league level. So I agree with you. I think when he hits 27, 28, 29, you're going to see a guy put up big time power, have a little more consistency in his swing.
Bethancourt hits the first pitch foul. Myers has been hurt a lot, so it's taken away a lot of those at bats where he could be learning the stuff that you're talking about.
And I don't think a guy gets his full power until he's about 28. 28 to 32 is when a guy maxes out strength and flexibility and bat speed. So he's got a ways to go.
2 down for the catcher, Bethancourt.
But I do believe he's going to make a few all-star teams in his career.
Yeah, I think he's got that kind of talent. One and one.
It's an area of the ballpark that used to be the beach, and it was all sand.
They still have some sand out there.
Yeah, a little reminder you're in San Diego, but they put seats there right behind the fence, whereas before it was just a play area. And they've also put a second tier of seats up above the surfboards, and that has become a bleacher section now, whereas before it was just steps. Kind of sit where you want. And then of course you have the park within the park, which is just a really cool concept. It's a big screen TV back behind the green or the batter's eye in center field, which isn't green. The dark blue monster.
1-2. off the inside with a slider.
Can't call it the Blue Monster. That's in Doral, right?
You cannot. But I like what they did out there. They sort of cut a little notch in the outfield wall so it's lower in that spot so those folks can see into the park. 2-2 right there. Strike 3 called. And Jeff Samardzij's found a nice rhythm. He has retired 7 in a row. He's going to hit when we come back.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Clipper. A million Bay Area transit riders agree using Clipper is easier than using cash.
Well, Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow back in beautiful Southern California. Giants looking for the sweep, and Jeff Samardzij and the Giants have a 2-1 lead. Inning number 5, strike 1 from Shields to Samardzij. He's been a good hitting pitcher so far this year. Curveball, strike 2.
He's good at whatever he does. Athletically, he's the best athlete on this team.
All-American wide receiver in college. Played for a pretty good program.
I think I've heard of him.
And he strikes out. They hit a lot of curveballs at Notre Dame, apparently. Strike 3. So 1 out. Hey, how about checking out the Silver Slugger 3-pack? Access to 3 games. It starts at $99. It also includes the Madison Bumgarner giveaway, courtesy of Chevron, on June 25. A limited edition coin commemorating the 3 Silver Slugger Award winners from last year: Posey, Crawford, Bumgarner. sfgiants.com/minipacks. Good ball marker for your golf game, that commemorative coin.
Yeah, it is.
Here's Pagan. Fastball, strike 1. Pagan could use a hit. There's the view that Mike was talking about up on that patio. What a great spot that is.
Yeah, it's a fun ballpark. Great place to bring your family. What they did when they lowered the fence out in right center, I mean, they kind of made it a little more hitter friendly, but they also created the opportunity for some guys to go over the fence and have those catches on a low fence that fans love.
Up and away with a fastball. Almost in a way reminds you of Fenway, where out in right center field you got the bullpen fence, which is low, so you see some of those home run robbing catches. That's what we're talking about, that little notch so all those folks can see in. And in 2 different versions, Pagan hits one foul. They brought in the fences in different spots a couple different times. And the end result is this is a better hitter's park than it used to be. It's still, I think you would say, it favors the pitcher, but it's changed the way this park plays.
Yeah, it's a little more fair. I mean, when they opened the doors of this place, it was really a pitcher's dream, with the big foul territory between the dugouts and the foul lines and the long fences, and it just not a great place to hit.
2-2. Strike 3 called. Pagan knew it.
Little backdoor with the slider, placed beautifully on the outside corner. Take a look at perfection, and there it is. Well, you never heard so much moaning and groaning in your life. Pitchers or hitters came here to hit. It was actually kind of entertaining.
Well, and the home guys were moaning and groaning all the time. Bruce Bochy dealt with it. Of course, he was the Padres manager when this place opened up. First few years at Petco Park. Guys like Klesko and Giles. Ball 1 to Denard Span. Phil Nevin, I don't think he was all that thrilled with this ballpark.
But none of them liked it. None of the home run guys. Ryan Klesko said that he thought he'd lost 20 home runs a year here.
Which was not true, Ryan. Sorry. 20 is a big number, but he lost some, that's for sure.
Yeah, like 2.
20.
He was pretty fun to be around. He's one of Bruce Bochy's all-time favorite players. He had them both with the Padres, and he was a Giant.
Yeah.
And he was fun to be around. I mean, I don't think that guy's ever had a bad day in his life.
Span, who has walked and struck out. That one right at the knees. Strike 2.
This really is as advertised. We thought it was going to be a pitching duel as well, as both starters had been pitching prior to this start. They have brought good rhythms into this game, and they have been tough.
Shields 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Span, who does not strike out much, has struck out 2 times in a row. Shields strikes out the side. Middle of the 5th. 2-1 Giants.
Is brought to you by Mr. Pickle's Sandwich Shop, where the aliens have landed and taken off with sandwiches.
Pier out at Ocean Beach. Another great look at the Pacific from here in San Diego. Alexi Ramirez takes strike 1 from Samardzija. He's got his pitches working tonight, Samardzija, once again. And the Giants have a 2-1 lead. A 2-out double by Amarista in the second. That's how the Padres got their 1. Fastball hit off the end of the bat, foul. You were talking about Samardzija's all-around athleticism. We referenced the football career. Almost everybody remembers him from his great college football days. Chose baseball. Very high with the fastball. It's part of the reason the Giants were attracted to him, because he didn't pitch a lot in college, did not log a lot of miles on that arm. Even as a young big leaguer, was a reliever first before he became a starter. He's 31 years old. I think the Giants feel like his arm is a lot younger than that. That one hit hard, backhanded nicely by Duffy. One away.
Nice play. You don't have a whole lot of time on a smash, but you have to have quick feet to have quick hands, and you have to have quick feet to have soft hands, because your lower body, I mean, that gives you the cushion. The way that he did cross over, he just had a lead foot to the right, gave a nice soft bend in his elbow, and became an easy pick.
Here is Amarista, who knocked in that only Padres run. Strike one.
Jeff Samardzija loves football. He loved his whole time at Notre Dame, and he loved the whole experience. It's just a different deal. I mean, it was like business the way that he was raised in football. For Samardzija, baseball was fun time. And then you had to make a decision. I mean, he had an opportunity to go into both sports. And so he's thinking, well, which one am I going to have more longevity? Well, baseball. And it's worked out great for him.
That was a good decision. Amarista swings and misses. Strike two.
But I do believe he's always going to wonder what he would have been able to do on Sundays.
Yep. He gives a lot of credit to a friend of ours, Tyrone Willingham, who had a great run as the Stanford head coach, went to Notre Dame, coached Jeff as his college football coach. 1-2, high fastball, fouled back out of play. There are a lot of football coaches who don't want their players to play multiple sports, and Jeff talks about how Coach Willingham not only allowed it but encouraged it. Said, yeah, go, that's what you love to do. You can miss spring practice, pitch on the Notre Dame baseball team, and off he went. Two and two.
Well, that in itself tells you about the athleticism. I mean, there are not many head coaches that would let you do it.
It's true.
But he shows it. He shows it when he runs and lets out some steam going for an extra base hit or trying to score. He shows it in the way he feels his position. Covers first base. Just little things. I mean, for him, it's effortless. Never an issue for him to get over to first base and cover or make the play once he gets there.
I mean, you look at him and you figure he was kind of a possession type wide receiver. He was explosive. He had great speed. He had the speed size combo. Another 2-2. Ball three. That one is a fly ball down the line. Will Pagan have room? Yep. Two down. All right, so we're talking about Samardzija, football, Notre Dame, Bay Area, Stanford fans. You might remember November 26, 2005. He had a pretty big day. Yeah, he could run. He had a little attitude. He had 191 receiving yards that day against Stanford.
He was long stroking going down the side.
He was. The old Cardinal had a hard time covering him. Wasn't the heyday. Maybe this year's version of Stanford would have had a better chance against Samardzija. 2005, that was not the glory times. James Shields, strike two swinging.
Cutter just eats him up. And the velocity on the cutter has just sort of continued to add as the pitch count has gotten up around 68.
Touchdown. Oh, back to baseball. Strike 3. That's 10 in a row. Retired by Samardzija. He is on a roll. Panic, Duffy, Posey coming up. Giants have the 2-1 lead.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Well, the MLB TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have to come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-game market, out of every market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Go to MLB.tv for details.
I have nothing against our fans of all ages, but I think it's very cool when you see so many 20-something Giants fans. Love this team, love this sport. Joe Panic takes a strike from Shields.
It is one of the really cool cultures around San Francisco. And it is the social media culture that is just boomed in San Francisco, and it's primarily that age group you're talking about.
And the Warriors have captured a lot of that, but so have the Giants, and the Giants were first to do it in a city that has become so young and vibrant, and there are a lot of different words to describe it, but
it's happening.
Those young folks love the Giants. Check swing on a changeup, ball 2 to Panic.
Good changeup right there. San Jose Sharks trying to make their name this year.
Yeah, get some attention. They've done a pretty good job of doing it.
Yes, they have.
Playing well again tonight. Foul ball. 2-2. Every night you see that sort of cross section at our ballpark, but tomorrow night with the Cubs in town, Friday night, we are going to see it big time tomorrow.
Yeah, the energy around that ballpark this weekend is going to be very playoff-like.
It will be awesome. And there will be, Giants fans, just get ready for it. There'll be a lot of Cubs fans there. That's a ground ball, base hit up the middle. So Joe Panic, hurting for a hit, is 3 for 3.
And he got a little breaking ball down in the zone. And again, he's beat some pretty good pitches. Steve Decker, the Giants hitting instructors will appreciate this. Ball down, out over the middle, and again, just a disciplined at bat going right back up the middle. How do you dig yourself out of a slump? Well, discipline. Use the middle of the diamond. So I hands to Mullins or Bam Bam. He'll appreciate it.
Well, it's definitely been true for both these guys, Panic and Depp. Haven't been a ton of strikeouts in the cold snaps. So you figure they've been due to have some of those hard hit balls find a hole. That's ball one to Duffy. Duffy could have had a hit his last time up. A ball that was not a totally routine play. Kemp got his glove on it, couldn't catch it, and it was scored as an error. Giants would love to add on here in the 6th. They head 2-1 with the heart of the order coming up. That is ball 2.
Get a good pitch to hit. When you're slumping, that's what you say to yourself, stepping in that batter's box every time. It simply means get a strike.
Swing at the strikes, take the balls.
That's the plan.
And it ain't that easy.
No.
2-0, had a pretty good cut. It'd be interesting to see what happens with James Shields after last year went so south. The Padres were looking for a trade partner. Maybe Shields available on the market. He's pitching well enough to where you would think there'd be some teams who would really be interested. There goes Panic. Duffy sprays one foul. Hit and run kind of play from the Giants. It's 2-2.
And I think that's something you can do as a manager to help a guy get out of a funk. Put the hit and run on. I mean, a lot of times when you get into a slump, you become so mechanical thinking about your mechanics in the batter's box, you forget to compete. Manager puts on a hit and run, you have to swing. Guy throws a 4-hopper up there, you have to swing at it. The only exception is if he throws at your head.
2-2. Duffy strikes out swinging.
Change up. So it's back to the drawing board.
One out. Here's Buster. Posey has knocked in a run with a sac fly and struck out, which doesn't happen with Posey all that often. Numbers overall look good. It's just Posey was so hot there for a while. He's trying to get back into that rhythm at the plate, and he's been doing it these last few games. He swings at that first pitch changeup. Foul ball for strike one. One thing about Buster, even when the bat isn't hot and his hot streaks are legitimately hot, his defense has just been tremendous. The caught stealing, controlling the running game, his work with all these Giants pitchers.
Well, you made a point earlier about they're winning games.
Yeah.
They're not hot yet offensively, and these are the type of hitters that they're contact guys. They're hit the ball around the ballpark guys, and sooner or later the hits are going to start falling. This is a team that scored a lot of runs last year, and it's the same guys.
Panic runs. The pitch gets by Bethancourt. So Posey took it. It's ball 2. Maybe not a pure hit and run. Panic took off, and he's at second.
Stolen base.
Joe will take it. Well, great chance here for Posey to knock in a run. These are the at-bats where you figure the hits have to come for Buster. He's always been such a good hitter in these kind of spots, and this is where his struggles have been. Very uncharacteristic. He racks that one to left field, and Upton maybe lost it in the lights. Panic had to hesitate as the ball ticks away. Posey is aboard. Man, he hit that so hard. I think he did lose it. First and third, one out.
Now, there's no question. Upton has exceptional hands in the outfield. He's not going to just drop this thing. And there it was right there. Low liner getting lost in the lights. And all of a sudden, you can't see it. I mean, you just sort of put your glove where you think it's going to be and hope it hits the sweet spot. Because if it hits anywhere else around the sweet spot, it's going to rattle and pop out. And Panic doing the should I stay or should I go dance. And they're going to rule that a single.
They will give Posey a hit. And part of it may be just how hard he hit the ball. So you lose it in the lights and it was hit that hard. I'm still surprised.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. There's been a couple of calls, an error on Kemp I didn't agree with, and this single here I didn't agree with, but hey.
Upton's been a very good defensive outfielder. You're right. So now Belt. Giants took advantage of the mistake in the fourth. That counts as a mistake even with the ruling of hit. 2-1 is the lead. That's in the dirt. A hard biting breaking ball. Good save by Bethancourt. Belt's flied out to left field twice. You got Panic at third. Not great speed from Joe despite his steal already in this inning. You got to get a fly ball fairly deep out into the outfield. Belt's had a quiet week. In the dirt again.
It's a pretty nice play right there. Runner at third base.
That's two of them.
Padres have three catchers. You don't see that very often. Derek Norris we saw start the first couple of games as we watch Bethancourt now with the block job, and he absolutely centers it in the boiler of that chest protector. Do it right, that ball drops straight down and no runner will advance. And the third catcher is Hector Sanchez.
Saw him today, said hi to him today. 3-0. That's who waits on deck. If Belt walks, the bases are loaded. 3-0 has been a really good count for the Giants on this road trip. There's Hector. Belt swings away, and that was not a fastball.
Changeup. So it's amazing how the word gets around the league.
Yeah. Panic did it first, then Crawford in this series game one. Belt got the green light.
I mean, especially in an RBI situation, especially in a situational at bat where you're looking for a fly ball, why not?
Yeah.
3-0 is a good pitch to hit normally.
Hits that one, really just a pop up. Ramirez sprinting out. Ramirez is there. Belt will not be happy with that. 2 down.
No, he will not. So now if you're Hunter Pence, you try and pick up Brandon Belt. And now it's going to take a 2-out knock.
That's a big run. We're in the 6th inning. Giants have a 1-run lead. Pence, who knocked in a run in the 4th 2-out single. Yeah, it's not just look, even the very best big league hitters, and Belt is one of those. You get that runner in from third maybe 60% of the time. It's not like you do it every time, but the count was 3-0 and then 3-1. Well, Hunter Pence has been doing the job with runners in scoring position and more. 32 runs batted in. Good company. Matt Carpenter apparently had 6 RBIs today. Those are RBIs, not hits. First pitch, bounce to third. Wallace will go to second, and the Giants come up empty. Good chance, but they don't score. Top of the order coming up against Samardzija. 2-1 Giants.
Brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Now, the Giants Insider Podcast live on CSNBayArea.com. Log on each week. Insider Alex Pavlovich talks baseball with players, coaches, special guests, and more. Giants Insider Podcast with Alex on CSNBayArea.com. And it's available on iTunes. Top of the order, John Jay. That would look like a changeup.
Good changeup. That pitch is coming. It's coming fast.
Yeah, he needs another weapon. He hadn't been doing that well, Jeff Samardzija.
Yeah, well.
That one is hit foul. It's quickly 0-2.
But you see what the changeup does right there. I mean, he was way out front. Now you followed up with a fastball. Didn't have great location, but he was late. And that was at 92 miles per hour. Samardzija, for the most part this year, has been pretty one-speeded between the cut and the two-seam fastball. You throw that circle change in there, all of a sudden, guess what? His fastball's going to look faster.
0-2. I think that fastball looked pretty fast. Pagan runs out of room. On the ricochet, got it, but that doesn't count.
Not too many sports where the ricochet counts. I can't think any. Hockey.
Yeah, hockey.
Soccer.
Golf, I guess. You hit a rock and it goes in the hole. Well, that one was just barely foul tip. Posey, I think he was trying to sell it, but no. Giants trying for the sweep. Not easy, though. The Padres playing them tough. That one is hit to right field. Well hit. Pence is back. Pence will jump up and make the catch. And then he collides with that wall. One away. Good play, Hunter Pence.
Well, and you have to add a little extra because of unfamiliar surroundings. You're not quite familiar with the warning track fence. And he didn't have a lot of time. It was just put your head down and start digging. And in the end, you know, he makes it easily. And Jeff Samardzija says, thank you. Tip of the hat.
Use that bare hand nicely when he knew the collision was coming. Make sure he had a little extra protection onto the ball. It's a strike to Melvin Upton Jr. Struck out and lined out. So good defense behind Samardzija. Another hitter behind the count 0-2. Right there. Strike three called.
Two-seamer at 95. You talk about absolutely wrapping one around the outside corner at the knees. This is perfection. And there's not a whole lot you can do about it except take it like a man. Strikeout number 7.
That's just great pitching.
Well, a lot of hitters are out there going, that's not a strike. But it is tonight. Lance Barrett has set that strike zone, and it's been a good zone. It's been steady.
Here's Kemp. Kemp has struck out both times. So he's looking to swing. Oh, see? I called it.
Well, I mean, he's just crushing that outside corner with the cut and the sink. Two different types of movement. One coming into a righty, the other one going away from a righty. That's pretty special when a guy's able to do that.
The 0-1. Trying to stay out there. Look at that movement coming back to the plate. He didn't get the call.
I don't think he can throw the ball straight. I really don't.
Pretty close.
A little high. With Barrett, you see more knee-high strikes than you do belts.
That had a lot of movement, but
change up.
Yeah.
You know, you learn a pitch, and all of a sudden you get a few guys to swing and look bad on it. You're thinking, I have a magic pitch. And then it comes a point in time where you throw it up there and you think it's a good one and a guy hits it out. And then you don't throw it for like 6 weeks. Everything has to fall in place to master that pitch.
2-1. Kemp hits one hard, but to third. Duffy handles it cleanly. That long throw is right there. Well, Kipe's going to come back and join Mike here on the TV side. We'll see you post game. Giants have a 2-1 lead.
Let's go, David. As promises compare how Shields and Samardzija have compared with numbers. Just 3 hits allowed for Jeff Samardzija, 1 earned run and 6 hits for Shields, 6 strikeouts for Shields, 7 for Samardzija. It has been a duel. It continues to be. That is our Toyota game summary. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. 2-1 Giants. We're heading to the top of the 7th inning. Here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
And the pitch to Crawford is a call strike. Crawford 1 for 2.
And they checked for Bob Davidson, the umpire at third base. He said, no, he didn't swing at that. Can't believe you even asked me.
And the 1-1 is low. Good game. James is creeping up on 100 pitches. What does that mean? Probably nothing.
Well, it does mean that they're going to start getting stretched out in the Padres bullpen, I would imagine.
Now strike. Two and 2 to Brandon Crawford. Giants with 6 hits in this game. The Padres with 3.
Tried to get him to go after that changeup in the dirt. It's a good take. Buster Posey, Trevor Brown, a couple of catchers exchanging notes. Got to put your shin guards on, don't you? Just to stay in shape. That's how Buster watches football in the offseason, by the way.
Tap foul. Would not be shocked if he didn't put the first baseman's mitt on for that.
I want to know who first called catching equipment the tools of ignorance.
Well, it wasn't an old catcher, that's for sure.
I don't know about that.
You got to have him. Crawford wraps one to right. Hit well. It is out of here. It had the right sound and then it took off. Home run number 6 for Crawford.
That's a pretty loud ovation on the road, folks. There are a lot of Giants fans here. And they appreciate a home run, and they appreciate a home run and a 2-strike count. And that's what Crawford just gave him.
His second one in this series. And Samardzija takes wide.
Now, 3-2 count, you've got to throw a strike. He had 2 changeups followed up with a little curveball. It's 3 off-speed pitches in a row, and Crawford was not fooled. And watch him from the side, and watch how he uses that back leg to load. There's the hip throw and the power right through the knee-high location with that breaking ball. And immediately, Quackenbush and Brad Hand up, starting to throw.
Samardzija out swinging. And that'll bring up Pagan. Angel Pagan tonight is 0 for 2. And this is up the middle, and Pagan's got his first hit. So Span's going to hit. And these guys are ready to go. Span, who has his routine when he gets in the box, he's not going to change it.
Oh, hey, he's cut that routine in half when they made the rule change. He was the slowest guy on the planet getting in the box. But it's all about rhythm. It's all about feeling the rhythm, getting to a balance point in a relaxed state. I mean, it's so many things that some guys can get to it quickly, other guys, it takes a while.
Pagan's got 3 steals on the year.
Hands start low, then they go up. Shields has a good move. That really is his best defense, to hold a runner, the quickness of his move. He's not especially fast down the stretch. I mean, he prefers to lift the leg high. I mean, he's got a slide step, and he'll use it against base dealers. But I think he's most comfortable with the high leg lift. And when he does that, he's really slow on the stretch.
And the bunt, and it's foul. Really the first attempt the Giants have made trying to challenge Wallace at third, who really didn't play third a lot.
No, I thought we would have seen more challenges with him over there. When you're bunting and I mean, are you looking for a pitch to bunt like a fastball? And Is it different when you get a changeup when you're looking fastball to bunt?
Well, a lot of it has to do with making sure that it's a strike. It's like swinging. But if you get a big breaking ball, those are usually the best ones to bunt. Something slow. Some guys like to really try to disguise it. The more you disguise it, the odds are that you're not going to lay down a perfect one, because you're doing it at the last second. Pagan's leaning. He does not go. And this is hit into left center field. And John Jay will make the catch. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Panic. And that might be it.
Well, Andy Green, the manager's coming out. That usually means your night's over. I think Shields will be pretty upset to come out of this game at this point. But he's already faced one left-hander in Denard Span, so it's not like he's going to leave him in. It's a good thing. You could lose a veteran doing that. Still getting people out.
Except this guy.
Well, Joe Panic, 3-hit night. That could salvage a road trip, can it?
Yeah. Started out the road trip, really saved the Giants. He had home runs in the first 2 games of the Arizona series. Here he's 3 for 3 on getaway night, and it's fouled out of play. Somebody burning tacos over there, or what? We got, for whatever reason, smoke coming up from underneath the grandstand. Fajitas, that's what I'm saying. On the ground and a base hit for Panic. He's 4 for 4. Pagan is going to head to third. And Duffy's going to hit with runners at the corner.
Yeah, Panic is not going to challenge Matt Kemp. He did that once tonight. It didn't work. He had an 0 for 15 going, and all of a sudden, boom, 4 hits. And that'll definitely bring your average back up. Start of the game at 234, he'd back up to 255.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. 3-1 Giants. We'll be back. scored here in the 7th.
Kevin Quackenbush, the new pitcher now for the Padres. Here's the right-hander who's done it 21 games. He has absorbed a nice body of work. 18 innings pitched, just 15 hits allowed. Against Quackenbush, you're going to see a 90-ish fastball that he'll cut. Big curveball and it's a split. And he's right. You won't see many fastballs in the middle of the plate. He likes to stay on those corners, and he can do it.
Well, he's going after Matt Duffy with runners at the corners and a run in. Duffy 0 for 3. High with a fastball. Mr. Posey on deck. 7th inning. Again, exaggerated outfield shift straight away in the infield. Out of play. There's no center fielder. Seriously, there's none.
Well, straightaway center is wide open. They really bunch right field, completely give the line in left field.
And pitch him away. Down the right field line, foul. So Duffy 1 and 2. Facing Kevin Quackenbush. On the ground, right to Amarista, and that will end the inning. Giants pick up a run on the Crawford home run. His 6th of the year and his 2nd in this series, and it's bye-bye baby. 3-1 Giants. A 3-1 lead with Brett Wallace standing in the overshift, and Samardzija about ready to throw pitch number 82. Here it is, and it's right out to Panic, and Panic is going to put him away.
Here in that one.
That's one where if you're going to play it like that, make sure you put your cup on.
Yeah, he got 2 hops, and the second one came up on him. He goes down to a knee.
Oh.
Yeah. Of course, as Kevin Mitchell used to say, he didn't wear a cup. Said it made my hands better. Made them quicker.
Here's Myers. Myers looks at a strike. Myers has hit 2 balls in the air, once to right, once to left.
I couldn't argue with Kevin.
I didn't know where to go with it, so I just shut up. Breaking ball for a strike, 0-2.
I was kind of hoping we'd see him down here in San Diego. He's down here in the area now. He usually comes around the ballpark, but this time he was nowhere to be seen.
Way outside. 7th inning. And tight.
Buster Posey likes that breaking ball. It starts inside to a right-handed hitter and just comes across the inside corner. And Samardzija did not miss by a whole bunch. The hill of thrills. Now this is the difference between a 1-run lead, a 2-run lead to a guy with power. That extra run that Samardzija picked up at the top of the 7th allows him to just challenge right here. Say, here, hit it.
Line drive, and Pagan's going to reach up and make the catch.
And hey, you never know. That guy just might catch it, and that's exactly what happened. Just to get it in, cutter right at the belt, and Myers smokes it. But right there to gather it in, Pagan.
Bethancourt singled in the 2nd and scored, struck out looking in the 4th. Swing. Ain't gonna miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Slider. Hasn't thrown many sliders. Take a look at how stingy he has been with the pitch count. I mean, this has been consistent with all 3 starters in the series for the Giants. Bumgarner, Cueto, and now tonight Samardzija. Pitch number 90 right here. At the end of 7, you know, 105 is acceptable, so it gives you an idea of how low he is under what the norm is.
Back, tried to sneak that fastball by him at 95. 0-2.
Giants bullpen, no action.
Bethancourt dug that one out. It was a tough pitch. He got enough. It stays at 0-2. Cueto last night, fabulous. 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, only allowed 4 hits. Outside, 1-2.
That's a great 0-2 pitch right there. I guarantee Christian Bethancourt was thinking about that one. Throw it again, he might swing at it.
He does. He fouled it out of play. .94 pitches. Just for fun, Bumgarner threw 108. Cueto threw 117. Got him. Strikeout number 8. That'll retire the side. For the Giants, Buster Posey is going to lead things off. On NBC Bay Area and the Giants television network. Saturday and Sunday are both network televised games, so you can always follow the Giants on KMBR 680. And then we'll be back with you on CSN Bay Area Monday night at 7, and it'll be the Giants and these Padres, and pregame live is going to start at 6:30. Here's Posey, who takes outside for a ball. Attitude.
Oh, that's definitely attitude. You can't help but have fun putting that thing on.
There's a breaking ball for a strike. 8th inning. Belt and then Crawford.
Like alfalfa.
There's a pitch high. I didn't see it.
Yeah, right there.
Now, how many people? What was the age generation that you eliminated when you said that?
No, they had a Little Rascals remake.
Hit to deep right. Kemp circles underneath it and he puts it away. Well, I must have missed it.
Hey, my grandkids think that thing is the best movie they've ever seen.
But it does. It looks exactly like it. Here's Belt.
I bet he wears that 3 or 4 days a week.
Belt is 0 for 3. Overshift is on for Belt, and he takes a load. Oh, like nothing better than to lay a bunt moderately hard past the bag at third and pick up a double.
Yeah, he could do it.
Did he pop up just recently trying to bunt?
He did.
And so that's the end of that experiment for a while.
Yeah, so now, but the last 3 times he's done it, he's had one ball hit off his finger.
Yeah.
Then he popped the other one up.
And then he hit bunted and foul. Three 3-0.
But you get as many one-run ball games and close games that this team plays. I mean, it's such a great thing to be able to do, especially if you're leading off an inning.
Well, what has to happen though is he's got to lay one down fair before they take him serious, and I think he did last year. There's a walk, the automatic once-game walk to Belt.
Now, I don't want to see Belt do that in a ballpark like Arizona or Cincinnati or Philadelphia or Milwaukee, the live yards, but San Francisco, man, that's not an easy ballpark for anybody to hit it out to right field.
Yeah, even in situations, even in those parks, you don't want them to do it. But there are situations where it's a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Here's Pence. Pence takes a strike and a breaking ball. Pence 1 for 3. Pence a swing and a miss. 0-2. Pence stays alive. He got a piece. It rolled through the legs of Bethancourt. Crawford, who waits on deck. One and two.
That is a straight over the top curveball.
The old hook, the drop ball.
That is a drop ball right there. That's rolling off the kitchen table.
I used to ask, high school, what's he got? He's got a drop.
Yep, and there's the drop.
He got a. Now you say, really? What'd he drop?
Well, that was back when the changeup was a let up.
Jack Nicholson doing play-by-play and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He called a drop ball on that one. That's high. I think he used a couple of different words there.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
It was good.
It was good.
Randall P. McMurtry.
Pence, high chopper. That's one. And that's not even going to be close. Here's the home run by Crawford to lead off the 7th.
Well, this two-strike swing of the bat, too. A little breaking ball and a 3-2 count. Third off-speed pitch in a row, and it was two changeups and then the curveball, and Crawford not fooled.
Two for 3 on the night for Brandon Crawford. There he takes a strike. It was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was. Good book, too.
Some good actresses in that movie. Chief could play some hoops, couldn't he?
Good. He'd post you up.
Balls in 1 strike. Crawford with a mighty rip and a foul back.
He's letting out some shaft right now.
Yes, he is.
I mean, he's on the driving range and he's got the driver in his hand.
He's got 22 RBIs. Remember, he started out a little slow, not getting a whole lot of opportunities. He's catching up quick in the dirt. Crawford goes around and that'll end the inning. Giants strand 1. Alexi Ramirez is going to lead things off.
right choice, and Joe Panik has that distinction. Why? Well, tonight's a 4-hit night. This was the first one he got. A little bit of a bleeder in the first inning, but it broke the streak. And then a second one, a bullet into right field. That was a double. Then in the 6th inning, he comes up, goes right back up the middle again with a base hit single, and then finds the gap on the right side for an RBI single. That came, or actually it was just a single in the 7th inning. So a 4-hit night. Came into this game hitting 234. Now he's hitting 255. That's our forward right choice.
And here's Ramirez and the pitch, and it's down low. Those two guys teammates last year in Chicago.
Southsiders.
Pence is coming in, and Pence will put it away.
You know, one of the cool things about Samardzij's career are the cities that he's played in. I mean, he came up with the Cubs, then he went to the A's, then he went to the White Sox, and now he comes back to the Bay Area with the Giants. So both teams in Chicago, both teams in the Bay Area. I don't know many guys that have done that.
Yeah. We'll get our crack staff on that.
Look it up, fellas.
And Marista bluffs the bunt, and he takes high. And Marisa doubled down the right field line in the 2nd, knocked in a run, then hit a fly ball to left in the 5th. There's a strike. Derek Norris is on deck. Span with lots of room. 2 outs. And here's Norris.
100 pitches even on the night, and still got a lot of nice late finish on the fastball. That was 94-mile-an-hour 2-seam. It just got off the sweet spot onto the end of the bat of Amarista. And that's what Samardzija does. I mean, late movement with the cut, the 2-seamer, just get you off the sweet spot. He hasn't been squared up that much.
Been terrific. I think this is another old teammate, Penny. Not that guy. The guy in the box. Derek Norris. And a call strike.
Activity in the Giants bullpen. They've got Josh Osich and Corey Guerin just starting to play a little catch.
Samardzija will not face his old team. He will face, in his next start, this team again, the Padres. So will Cueto. There's a strike. Padres probably not that thrilled about that. 1-2. They will miss Bumgarner.
Well, the Padres are going to get a few guys off the DL between now and when the Giants see them again Monday. That's the plan. Giants really have caught the Padres at a good time.
Into the seats, down the right field line.
Padres have had a lot of injuries, a lot of DLs.
Hit up the middle, and Samardzija spears it. A little jump shot, and that'll end the inning. 9th inning coming up, and for the Giants, we'll see. Will it be Samardzija? Is he going to hit?
Giants pitched 3 straight complete games of 9 innings. Well, it happened back in 1978 at Candlestick. Giants taking on the Atlanta Braves, and Vita Blue did it to lead off the series. Then Jim Barr got him game 2. John Montefusco, the first game of a doubleheader, he goes 9. But when Samardzija came off the field, he was greeted there by the skipper and Dave Righetti, a few handshakes. So we don't know if he's coming back out. He's retired the last 19 hitters.
Well, he's not coming back out. As there's a pitch down low to Kelby Tomlinson.
New pitcher now for San Diego. It's Brad Hand. Low 90s fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Former starter. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
So Tomlinson, the pinch hitter, and he waves at that pitch in the dirt, and it gets away. And the throw is in the right field. And the Giants have a base runner
with speed.
And Tomlinson didn't know that it got by Bethancourt, but Bethancourt should have known it got by Bethancourt.
Well, he thought he caught a piece of it. He didn't know where it went initially. And as it trickled back to the backstop, and with Tomlinson's speed, there was no chance. So a strikeout and a wild pitch. And the Giants have speed on to lead the inning off.
So strikeout, wild pitch, Pagan stands in 1 for 3. And he fouls it out of play. $26,417, and I'm going to say a quarter of that Giants fans, maybe more.
Well, especially as this evening has worn on, a lot of San Diego faithful has trickled out of here. One thing we know about the Giants fans that come down to San Diego, they don't leave early. They don't leave early at home very often either.
They love chips. Oh.
What's not to love?
Line drive. Kemp comes in and he makes a lunging catch.
Now another great at bat. It finds a glove. Pagan going the opposite way, right-handed against Hand. But this is a nice at bat. Look at the grab from Kemp. I bet his glove was about 6 inches off the ground when he put the snag on.
Span is 0 for 3. And Tomlinson's going to steal this. Not a problem.
Well, whatever it is that Brad Hand does when he goes home, he tips it. And the Giants have him.
It's Tomlinson's 4th of the year.
I mean, as good as Bethancourt, the catcher, throws, he had none chance. That's off a slide step, and look how easily he steals it.
Alexi Ramirez is going to try to keep Tomlinson fairly close. Otherwise, he may take off again. Strike at the knees of 0-2.
Santiago Casilla. will pitch the 9th. It'll be the first appearance of a relief pitcher in this series for the Giants.
Struck to Jay, who reaches up and he makes the catch.
Well, Brad Hand needs to take his outfield out to dinner because they have bailed him out. That was another bullet. And John Jay, who's an outstanding center fielder with a nice first step, makes a nice play over the shoulder and makes it look easy. Sweet spot.
Panik is 4 for 4. Swing and a foul. Off the glove of Christian Bethancourt.
So Samardzija, you go in, change your sleeves, come on out, cheer your teammates on. Plus, you want him on the bench if a fight breaks out.
Panik got a play, third base side.
Conversation never ends. Hitting, pitching, what is out there on that field.
Very high, 1 and 2 to Panik. Panik tried to pick up another run for the Giants and another hit for him. He's 4 for 4. Down low.
Nice block. Bethancourt runner at third.
5 hits is pretty special in the game.
Yeah, it is.
5 for 5. Now that's really special. Fall back, but Panik had a good rip.
Well, he had a good pitch too. Brad Hand laid that fastball right out there over the plate above the belt. I mean, that pitch is up, and that's the Joe Panik happy zone.
Out of play. Pretty good battle going on right now. And another 2-2 pitch. Here it is. And this is going to be hit out to Upton and left. And that will end the inning. So the bottom of the 9th is coming up, and it'll be the top of the order.
everything. Jeff Samardzija, he's the guy. And why would I say that? 8 strong, solid innings, 3 hits allowed, 1 earned run, no walks, 8 strikeouts. Continuing the dominance of the Giants starting pitching in this series. It's been incredible. It was Bumgarner and then Cueto, and tonight it is Samardzija who is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So the Giants closer, who's basically had an all-expense-paid vacation here in San Diego so far, Santiago Casilla, he's going to come in and try and get his 10th save of the year. He's a 1-0 record with a 1.72 ERA, 19 strikeouts in 15 2/3. It's been a while since we've been able to talk about Casilla. He's got the low to mid-90s fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup. The 5 different types of movement he can give you. And he's going to face the top of the lineup for the Padres.
And it's John Jay who will stand in, and John Jay is 1 for 3. First pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. Samardzija retired the last, you may have said this, I apologize if you did, 19 straight.
Well, that bears repeating.
On the ground and a base hit. Last base runner for the Padres until that base hit was an Amarista double in the second.
So Padres just like that get the tying run up to the plate, and here comes the power. The next 4 guys all have some thump in their bat head.
Upton against Samardzija was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Got a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
92 two-seam movement. The sweet spot for Melvin Upton is middle in, just above the knee. Avoid at all cost.
That'll be out of play down the right field line. It's a quick 0-2. More fajitas.
Well, doesn't smell bad. In fact, I'm getting kind of hungry.
Yeah, it's getting close to 10. Timeout is called. Got him.
Good curveball, and he saved it for a 2-strike surprise. The curveball has really been his swing and miss pitch on this road trip. And Upton, a victim. But you got more thump checking in the batter's box with Matt Kemp. And these guys are guys who are not only do they have power, but they're going to swing for it.
And they've all seen a lot of Santiago Casilla in their careers. No balls and 1 strike. Swing. I'm going to miss. Nothing in 2.
He reached back there. That was 95-mile-an-hour two-seam movement. So 2 pitches, 2 fastballs, and 2 swing throughs. And now if you're Posey, you can stretch that fastball off the plate away, and he might get after it. Whatever you throw, make it go away.
Little bloop down the right field line. Foul.
Ooh. That was a second and third 1-out situation if it was 3 feet to the left.
Well, Buster Posey asked for that pitch to be way off the plate, and it may have been because Kemp really stretched out to hit that ball.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was a good pitch. But he's definitely got a lean going to the outside part of the plate. And when a hitter does that, I mean, you can climb above the hands on the inside corner. He has not shown the curveball yet either. But he swung through 2 fastballs away. That may be in Posey's mind as well. And it looks like he's giving her a fastball away. Ooh.
And that pop-up is above us.
And it winds up being a pretty good pitch. I mean, that was not to the intended target, which was outside at the knees. I mean, that thing went up and right over the plate, but it winds up being just above the hands, middle in. So it winds up being a pretty good pitch. And it sets up fastball away, or slider in the dirt away, or curveball away.
Call back.
Kemp will definitely swing at a curveball in the dirt. But you have to make sure you don't hang it.
It's hero time again.
Well, he's not going to make a 2-strike adjustment here.
I'm not sure the Padres would want him to.
And there was that breaking ball down. Let's see, did he go? No, he did not. Good call. John Tumpane, first base umpire.
Tapped foul, so Kemp stays alive as he spoils a good pitch.
Well, he's dragged it through the guard. I mean, the only thing he hasn't thrown is a changeup, which I don't think you're going to see against a right-handed hitter. I mean, he's given him both types of fastball, the 4-seam, the 2-seam. He's given him a cutter, a curveball, and a slider. And Kemp, to his credit, has fought off some fuzz to stay alive here with a 1-2 count.
Got him.
Curveball. Both kill pitches this inning have been the deuce. And let's take a look at this whole at bat, starting with the first pitch. Fastball, strike. Now the swing through with a fastball. Away with the slider, he fouls it off. A little bit of a mistake there with location, gets away with the fastball, and there's another hanging cutter. Here he check swings a curveball, fights off a slider, and then see you later on a good deuce and a big second out.
Here's Brett Wallace. Runner's going to go, and there's a breaking ball for a strike. So Jay will end up at second base.
So as soon as he took second base, Posey went out there simply to remind Casilla what the signs are with a runner at second. Two-word conversation. Second sign, or first sign, or last sign, whatever it is.
Jay will go to third. Outside, 1-2. Let's give him a different look.
Yeah, a little eye wash, as Bruce Bochy likes to say. Just cleanse the palate of the eye. Throw a couple breaking balls now. Just throw a fastball away.
Two and two. And those are a couple of pretty easy takes for Brett Wallace. Two balls, two strikes.
Well, Posey suggested a slider, he shook it off. Then he suggested a fastball, he shook it off. He wants to throw the curveball.
So we'll see. 2-2. And this is pulled on the ground, foul.
I'll tell you what, Brett Wallace had his lower body in that swing big time. Mistake, if there is one, is that he threw it in the strike zone. He didn't have to. 2-2. Well, you strike a couple guys out, you start to feel froggy with that pitch. Still have to think good location when you're ahead to count. Posey wants that fastball twice. He shook it off. He wanted to get another breaking ball. But Posey wants the fastball away. Casilla wants to throw a curveball.
And a full count.
The more curveballs you throw in a row, they have a tendency to get a bit diluted. Throw 5 in a row, the best one's going to be the first one. The worst one's going to be the 5th one.
3-2. And that's the ball game. Panic out in shallow right field, lunges and makes the catch, and the Giants win every game on this road trip, and they've now won 8 straight. And take a look at that.
Well, last time they did it was